Hello everyone, welcome to Arpita Sharma classes. Today we are going to start with the chapter President. We have already covered the chapter Vice President. So when we talk about President, Vice President, Prime Minister or Council of Ministers, we need to understand that all of these are part of Union Executive. So we can draw this flowchart over here, Union Executive. Here Union Executive covers Prime Minister, it covers the President and also it covers the Council of Ministers. Then it covers over here the Attorney General of India. Here we have the Vice President as well. So with President comes the Vice President, with Prime Minister comes the Council of Ministers, and then we have the Attorney General. So these are the Union Executive. This is the Union Executive. And the articles that deal with the Union Executive are articles 52 to 78 in part 5 of the Indian Constitution. So ये articles हैं which we have to remember. And article 52 specifically talks about the president. So we are going to start with this topic. When we talk about the president, we know that the president is the head of the Indian state. And in the vice president chapter, we already studied that the second important position after the president comes of the vice president. The president is basically a symbol of unity, integrity and solidarity of a nation that you have to remember. Another important point is that the president is also known as the symbolic head. We have to write this down. Now when we talk about the president, we know that in America also we have a president. So in America we follow the presidential system, but in India we follow the parliamentary form of constitution. That means in America the powers that the president has, they are not same as that of the powers of the Indian president. In America we know that the president of America is basically the head of the administration. He has much more powers when it comes to administering the entire nation. But in India the president only is the symbolic head. The real power lies with the prime minister along with his council of ministers. And in India, the president is not elected directly just like the prime minister, because then, if both the prime minister and president presidential elections are conducted directly, that would entail a lot amount of cost for the election commission and the government. And that is why the president's elections are conducted indirectly through the electoral college. Now we have to understand what is the composition of this electoral college. How the votes are calculated, we have already created a lecture on that on our channel. The link is given below in the description box, and in the I button over here we will be attaching the link. But today we are going to study the powers, the functions of the president, the election of the president, what is the electoral college, etc. So when we talk about the electoral college, it constitutes of the elected members of both House of Parliament. Both House of Parliament means Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The elected members from the legislative assemblies of the states. Now we have to note down a point over here that the nominated members are not included in the electoral college. However, they were included in the vice presidential election. Here they are not included. Only the elected members are included. And then third composition का third part will be the elected members of legislative assemblies of the union territories of Delhi and Puducherry, and this was inserted by the 70th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992. ये जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट पास किया गया था 1992 में, इसके बाद दिल्ली और पुडुचेरी की यूनियन टेरिटरीज से भी जो लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली से इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स हैं उनको ऐड किया गया इनटू द इलेक्टोरल कॉलेज for the election, for the purpose of election of the president. Now another important point over here is, if let's suppose the assembly, the legislative assembly dissolves because of lack of majority or whatsoever reason, then the members cease to be qualified to vote in the presidential election. Okay. Now even if fresh elections to the dissolved assembly are not held before the presidential election, then also the members cannot vote. That we have to remember. तो यहाँ पर क्या होता है, जब असेंबली डिसॉल्व होती है किसी भी कारणवश, या तो टर्म पूरा हो गया असेंबली का या मेजोरिटी नहीं है, उस केस में the members cease to be qualified to, cease मतलब end होता है, ठीक है. They are not qualified to vote in presidential election, भले ही fresh election conduct कर दी गए हैं प्रेसिडेंशियल इलेक्शन से पहले, ठीक है. दे आर नॉट क्वालिफाइड. पॉइंट क्लियर. तो आपकी इलेक्शन, जब भी प्रेसिडेंशियल इलेक्शन होता है तो देयर शुड बी दी प्रॉपर मेंबर्स शुड बी सिटिंग इन बोथ द हाउसेज होने चाहिए, लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली फंक्शनिंग होनी चाहिए यहाँ पर. अनदर इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट ओवर हियर इज दैट द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन प्रोवाइड्स दैट देयर शैल बी यूनिफॉर्मिटी इन द स्केल ऑफ रिप्रेजेंटेशन. वी नो दैट इन द प्रेसिडेंशियल इलेक्शन वी फॉलो द proportional representation vote by means of single transferable vote system. Okay, here the constitution provides that there shall be uniformity in scale of representation. There should be parity between both the houses of the parliament and the state legislative assemblies. Okay, now let's go to the calculation of votes. When it comes to the calculation of value of vote of an MLA, जब member of legislative assembly के vote की calculation होती है, how the vote is calculated, what is the formula? Now very simple, value of vote of an MLA, how do we get the formula? First, total population of that particular state. State की total population लेंगे हम, ठीक है? For example, here we are counting the value of vote of an MLA in Bihar. Then we will take total population of the state of Bihar divided by total number of elected members in state legislative assembly. बिहार की लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली में जो टोटल नंबर ऑफ इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स होंगे उसको हम डिवाइड करेंगे into 1/1000. This is how we'll get the value of vote of an MLA, ठीक है, in a particular state. Now, if we have to calculate the value of vote of an MP, because MLA and MPs दोनों के votes को हमें add up करना होगा, right? So, value of the vote of an MP, how to be calculated? First, here, the total value of votes of all MLAs. This is MLA of a particular state, ठीक है? But total value of votes of all MLAs of all states. सभी MLAs और सभी states के जो total value calculate होगी यहाँ से वो लेंगे हम, divided by total number of elected MPs. जितने भी total number पूरे देश में MPs, elected MPs हैं, उसका number हम नीचे divide करेंगे, and then we'll get the value of vote of an MP. Now, there should be an electoral quota. If that particular number is reached by a presidential candidate, he or she wins the election. So, how do we get that particular electoral quota? वो electoral quota कैसे मिलेगा? Total number of valid votes polled in these two cases. जितने भी votes poll किए गए हैं, divided by 1 plus 1, added with 1. That is how we get the electoral quota, and whatever electoral quota number we'll get, we have to check if the presidential candidate is getting that number or not, and only then he or she will win. Okay. So, president we have studied is a symbolic head. He is the head of the state. The term of the president is 5 years. 5 साल के लिए president elect होता है. President is known as the first citizen of India. He is the symbol of unity, integrity, solidarity of nation. We have studied the parts or the limbs of the union executive. Part 5 में article 52 to 78 हम पढ़ते हैं union executive के बारे में. Now here when we talk about president, we have studied that president is indirectly elected through the electoral college, wherein we have elected members of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and legislative assemblies of states and union territories of Delhi and Puducherry. This feature of union territories was added by 70th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992. So far we have summarized everything that we studied. Now when the presidential elections take place, the candidate has to bring 50 proposers and 50 seconders, and he or she has to make a security deposit of rupees 15,000 with RBI. Now same thing was there in the case of vice president. The difference was that vice presidential candidate has to bring 20 proposers and 20 seconders, and in case the vice presidential candidate loses the election, his or her security deposit will not be forfeited. But in the case of president, the security deposited will be given back to him or her if he or she fails to secure 1/6 of the votes polled. Total electoral quota जितना भी है उसका 1/6 भी अगर उसको नहीं मिला है तो उसका security deposit उसको वापस मिल जाएगा. Okay, point clear? Now when the president is elected, for example, right now Draupadi Murmu ma'am is the president. When she was elected, her oath was administered by the Chief Justice of India. Okay, so oath of the president is administered by the Chief Justice of India, and if the CJI is absent, in that case the senior most judge of Supreme Court is going to administer the oath to the president. Okay, qualification to become a president is he or she should be a citizen of India. Very easy. That was same in the case of vice presidential candidate also. He or she should have completed 35 years of age. He or she should not hold office of profit, and he or she should be qualified for the election of Lok Sabha. Okay, Lok Sabha के elections जो होते हैं उसमें stand करने के लिए उनको qualified हो, तब जाकर वो president के presidential candidate बन सकते हैं. The salary of a president is rupees 5 lakh per month, and the pension is 50% of the salary. That is 2.5 lakh per month. That you have to remember. अब आपको पता है देयर इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इंफॉर्मेशन गिवन इन एम लक्ष्मीकांत बुक दैट द फर्स्ट प्रेसिडेंट who won the election of presidential elections unopposed was N Sanjeeva Reddy. यानी कि इनके खिलाफ कोई खड़ा नहीं हुआ था, अनअपोज्ड, कोई ऑपोजिशन नहीं था इनका, और ये पहली प्रेसिडेंट थे जो जीते थे इस तरीके से इलेक्शन. ओके, पॉइंट क्लियर. सो ये इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स हमने समराइज कर लिया है. प्रोपोर्शनल रिप्रेजेंटेशन के थ्रू वोट होता है. ऑन दिस वी हैव क्रिएटेड सेपरेट लेक्चर विच यू कैन फाइंड फ्रॉम द डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स बिलो द वीडियो. Let's proceed forward. Before we proceed, here's a very quick announcement for all of you. Unacademy is bringing Unacademy Unlock, and it has now just got bigger. Earlier there was a 20% discount. Now you can save up to rupees 53% by enrolling to Unacademy Plus. यहाँ पर in Unacademy Plus, we are current prices are over here. You can say, see, if you are taking a 12-month subscription, you will get 3 months का subscription free of cost on Iconic Combo subscription at just 88,403 rupees. But because of this 53% saving offer, you just have to pay rupees 70,722, जहां यानी कि आपने 39,000 रुपीज बचा लिए. ठीक है, अगर आप प्लस का कॉम्बो सब्सक्रिप्शन ले रहे हो, आइकॉनिक नहीं ले रहे, तो आपको सिर्फ 55,000 पे करना है 12 मंथ्स के सब्सक्रिप्शन में, वेयर 3 मंथ सब्सक्रिप्शन विल बी गिवन टू यू फॉर फ्री. Okay, free extension. अगर आप if you are taking a 18-month subscription, then you will be given 6-month subscription free of cost. And here in combo subscription, we are going to help you prepare pre also, mains, all the papers, and qualifying papers also included, and the optional papers as well. In the offline coachings, you will have to pay, separately for pre and mains preparation, and optional you pay separately, and if the amount totals up to rupees 2 to 3 lakhs. But here in just 55,000 rupees, you are not just preparing for pre but for mains and optional. Plus you will be getting test series, answer writing sessions, doubt clearing sessions. I'll show you over here, and you will get 20% off. इस पे 20 printed books भी मिल रहे हैं आपको with your subscription, which will cover flow charts, timelines, mind maps for your revision, comprehensive coverage of every topic in the syllabus, current affairs included, previous year questions with solutions included, everything. And this offer is only valid till today. आज midnight तक ये offer valid है. Plus we conduct doubt darbar also for UPSC aspirants. आप देख सकते हो, wherein you can ask any of your doubts, and the educators are going to answer and solve your doubts live. And you can enroll now for free for this doubt darbar session also, to take a demo how your doubts are solved. तो आप free of cost भी इस doubt darbar session पे enroll कर सकते हो. The link is given below in the description box. यहाँ पर 29th जुलाई यानी कि आज शाम को 5 बजे we are going to take your polity, international relation and current affair based doubts. So make sure that you take your subscription today, because till midnight only this offer is valid. Plus you can use code ARPITA10 to get 10% extra discount. यहाँ पर एक्स्ट्रा डिस्काउंट भी आपको मिलेगा ये कोड यूज करके. तो आज ही सब्सक्रिप्शन लीजिए, लिंक्स आर गिवन बिलो. So let's move forward. Over here you will see that the conditions, there are certain conditions for the office of president that you have to remember. मतलब कुछ conditions होते हैं. If you are becoming a president, there are certain conditions which are attached with your office. First is that you should not hold any office of profit. आप जिस पोजीशन पे हो वहां से सैलरी मिल रही है, ठीक है, उसके अलावा आप कहीं काम नहीं करेंगे, ऑफिस ऑफ प्रॉफिट होल्ड नहीं करना, और काम करेंगे तो रेम्यूनरेशन नहीं मिलना चाहिए वहां से, ठीक है. Secondly, that you should not be a member of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha or State Legislative Assembly if you are elected as the president. Third condition is that you are entitled to use your official residence rent free. That is the Rashtrapati Bhavan. So first condition थी कि you will not hold any office of profit. Second condition was that you should not be a member of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha or State Legislative Assembly. Third condition is that you can use your official office or official residence that is the Rashtrapati Bhavan rent free. आपको कोई रेंट देने की जरूरत नहीं होगी. Fourth important condition will be that the emoluments and the privileges which will be given to you will be decided by the parliament. आपको जो भी emoluments या privileges मिलेंगे वो parliament decide करेगा. Fifth condition is that the emoluments that are decided by parliament and given to you will not be diminished during your tenure. जब तक आप ऑफिस में हो आपको जो भी privileges या emoluments parliament दे रहा है वो diminish नहीं होंगे, कम नहीं होंगे, ठीक है. These are the 5 important conditions attached with the office of president. No office of profit. No, you should not be a member of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, State Legislative Assembly. You are entitled to use your official residence, Rashtrapati Bhavan, without any rent. Emoluments and privileges given to you will be decided by Parliament, and they will not be diminished during your term of office. Remember, you will be able to remember it now? Okay. Another important point is that when you are sitting in your office, you are a current president, there will be no criminal proceeding that can take place against you. आप जब तक प्रेसिडेंट हो तब तक आपके खिलाफ कोई भी क्रिमिनल प्रोसीडिंग नहीं होगी, बट यस सिविल प्रोसीडिंग कैन टेक प्लेस अगेंस्ट यू, अगेंस्ट दी पर्सनल एक्ट्स बाय यू आफ्टर गिविंग 2 months नोटिस टू यू. आपको 2 महीने का नोटिस दिया जाएगा अगर कोई सिविल प्रोसीडिंग आपके खिलाफ, आपके पर्सनल एक्ट की वजह से आपके खिलाफ होती है. ठीक है. And president is also eligible for re-election, and he may be elected for any number of terms. Now this is the major difference between the president of America and president of India. The presidential president of America, you can say, can only become a president for 2 terms. 2 बार ही वो president बन सकता है, but India में there is no limit. Okay, point clear हो गया यहाँ तक? Very good. तो जब हम आगे बढ़ेंगे, here another important point that you have to remember over here is that no person except Dr. Rajendra Prasad has occupied the office of a president for 2 terms. Dr. Rajendra Prasad के अलावा कोई भी ऐसा प्रेसिडेंट नहीं हुआ जिसने 2 टर्म्स के लिए अपना ऑफिस संभाला हो. ठीक है. हर कोई एक टर्म के लिए ऑफिस संभाल के चले जाता है, बट डॉक्टर राजेंद्र प्रसाद 2 बार प्रेसिडेंट बने थे. ओके. देन वील टॉक अबाउट द इम्पीचमेंट ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट. First of all, the impeachment means violation of the constitution, but the phrase violation of constitution is not defined in the constitution. Okay. So impeachment is a quasi judicial process. Why? क्यों ये quasi judicial process है? Because the charges of impeachment can be raised in either house of the parliament, either Lok Sabha और राज्य सभा. Impeachment के charges लोक सभा में भी राज्य सभा में भी raise किए जा सकते हैं. Okay, and the basically when it is raised in either house of the parliament, remember that the house that is framing the charges should be should make give the 14 days notice to the president, and it should be signed by 1/4 member of that particular house. ठीक है. एंड वापस जब वो हाउस उस चार्जेस को फ्रेम करेगा या रेज करेगा और 14 डे का नोटिस देगा प्रेसिडेंट को, और 1/4 मेंबर उसके उस चार्जेस को अप्रूव भी करेंगे, फिर वो दूसरे हाउस में चार्जेस जाएंगे फॉर द अप्रूवल ऑफ द नेक्स्ट हाउस. ठीक है. पॉइंट क्लियर. So nominated members can participate in the impeachment proceeding of president. However, they cannot participate in the election. And elected members of the state legislative assembly and union territory of Delhi and Puducherry, they cannot participate in the impeachment process of president. However, they participate in the election process. That is the difference between impeachment procedure and election procedure. Now coming on to the powers and functions of a president, we need to remember that there are various powers and functions exercised by the president. For example, there are total 7 you can say powers of the president. First is the military, second legislative, executive, judiciary, then we have the emergency, judicial and diplomatic and financial. These are the powers. तो पहले तो आप याद रखोगे executive, legislative, judiciary, ठीक है. Then we'll remember diplomatic and military, then emergency and financial. These are the powers of the president. Okay. Now when we talk about military, we need to understand that president is considered as the supreme commander of defense forces of India. That is, he or she appoints the head of the army, navy and एयरफोर्स. ओके. जो भी आर्मी, नेवी और एयरफोर्स के चीफ्स है उनको कौन अपॉइंट करेगा? प्रेसिडेंट अपॉइंट करता है. ठीक है. देन डिप्लोमेटिक powers of president, all the international agreements and all the international pacts etc signed in the name and authority of the president only. Any ambassador that has to be sent outside India will be sent only by the president's order only. Okay. Then emergency powers में we have national emergency, presidential rule and financial emergency, article 360. presidential rule लगता है article 365 and 356 के तहत, national emergency 352 के तहत लगती है. We'll study this in the separate chapter on emergency. Okay, point clear यहाँ तक. So over here, this is the chart of the powers and functions of the president. In the executive power, all the executive actions are taken in the name of the president. Okay, and the rules which have to be made so that these executive actions can be implemented, those rules are authenticated by the president only. ठीक है. जो rules use किए जाते हैं executive action को authenticate करने के लिए, वो president ही बनाता है. Alright. Third important point is that he will appoint the Prime Minister and Council of Minister. He will appoint the Attorney General. He will fix the remuneration of the Attorney General. He will appoint the chairman and the members of UPSC. He will appoint the governor of the states. He will appoint the members of Finance Commission and CAG. He will appoint the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners. These are the executive functions. Then next is that he can declare any area in the nation as scheduled area and he will undertake the administration of such area. किसी भी एरिया को स्केड्यूल्ड एरिया बना सकते हैं प्रेसिडेंट, उसकी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का और एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स को नियुक्त करने का जो भार होता है, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है, वो भी प्रेसिडेंट पे होती है. Then sixth is that president directly administers the union territories through the administrators appointed by him. जितने भी यूनियन टेरिटरीज हैं दिल्ली पुडुचेरी, उनके जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स हैं उनको अपॉइंट करके डायरेक्टली यूनियन टेरिटरीज को एडमिनिस्टर कर सकता है प्रेसिडेंट. Then seventh is that he can seek any information from prime minister. प्राइम मिनिस्टर से किसी भी टॉपिक के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन या रिपोर्ट्स प्रेसिडेंट मांग सकता है. एंड ही कैन अपॉइंट इंटरस्टेट काउंसिल सो दैट द डिस्प्यूट्स कैन बी सॉल्व्ड बिटवीन सेंटर एंड स्टेट और यूनियन एंड स्टेट्स. So first we studied in the executive function of the president. First, all the executive actions are taken under the name of president. Second, the rules which are required to authenticate those executive actions are framed by the president. Third, he will appoint the prime minister and council of minister. Fourth, he will appoint the chairman of UPSC, members of UPSC, the chairman of CAG, chief election commissioners, and the chairman of the governor of states, members and chairman of finance commission. Attorney general of India will be appointed by president. His remuneration will be fixed by president. He can declare any area scheduled area, and he can also directly administer union territories by appointing administrators in those areas. He can appoint interstate councils. Okay, these are the executive functions. ये आपके executive functions में आ जाते हैं. Then we have the legislative functions wherein the president can promulgate ordinance. ठीक है, अब ये आर्टिकल 123 में आता है that president can promulgate ordinance during the recess of the parliament. The condition is that either one of the house or neither of the houses should be in presence. Okay. He can nominate 12 members in the Rajya Sabha and 2 members from the Anglo-Indian community in Lok Sabha, but it has been now invalidated. 2020 में इसको खत्म कर दिया गया था. ठीक है. Then whenever there is commencement of the first session of parliament, the address is given by the addressing speech is given by the president. He can dissolve the Lok Sabha. He can call up the joint sitting of both the houses of parliament, and he can prorogue or summon the parliament as well to discuss certain emergency or important matters. And if any bill is pending in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha or both the houses, he can send message to the House of Parliament to discuss that particular pending bill. Okay? He can introduce certain kinds of bill. आपको पता है money bill president के recommendation पे ही introduce होता है. And also another important point is कि when in the Lok Sabha or in the Rajya Sabha, if the position of speaker or deputy speaker or chairman or deputy chairman is vacant, then the president can appoint any member as the speaker or deputy speaker or chairman or deputy chairman for the time period. Alright, he can decide on the question of disqualification of members also from the election commission from the Lok Sabha in consultation with the election commission. मान लो कोई डिफेक्शन का केस हो रहा है तो उसमें इलेक्शन कमीशन के साथ कंसल्ट करके वो मेंबर्स इस क्वेश्चन के ऊपर डिसीजन ले भी सकते हैं. नाउ कमिंग ऑन टू द लेजिस्लेटिव फंक्शन ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर ऑर्डिनेंस मेकिंग पावर ऑफ प्रेसिडेंट. सो वी डिस्कस्ड दैट आर्टिकल 123 इज यूज्ड. ठीक है, ऑर्डिनेंस पावर के लिए आर्टिकल 123 यूज होता है. द प्रेसिडेंट कैन प्रोमलगेट ऑर्डिनेंस. ऑर्डिनेंस एक तरीके से टेम्पररी लॉ होता है. व्हाट इज ऑर्डिनेंस? इट इज अ टेम्पररी law. In case of emergency, he can promulgate the ordinance during the recess of parliament. But there are 4 limitations to this also, to this power also. First limitation is that when the ordinance is being promulgated by president, both house in session, या तो both house session में होना चाहिए या एक house होना चाहिए session. Sorry, यहाँ पर mistake correct कर लीजिए. Both house are not in session or only one house is not in session. ठीक है, is not in session. या तो दोनों हाउस सेशन में ना हो या कोई एक हाउस सेशन में ना हो, तब ऑर्डिनेंस पास हो सकता है. देन सेकंड इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट इज दैट ही कैन मेक एन ऑर्डिनेंस ओनली व्हेन ही इज सैटिस्फाइड दैट देयर इज एन इमरजेंसी सिचुएशन. तभी वो ऑर्डिनेंस करेगा पास जब उसको ये सेटिस्फैक्शन है प्रेसिडेंट को कि कोई इमरजेंसी या कोई इंपॉर्टेंट क्रिटिकल सिचुएशन आ गई है जिस पर डिसीजन लेना, फैसला करना बहुत जरूरी है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन द कूपर केस 1970 में the Supreme Court held that the president's satisfaction can be questioned. In this case also, the president's satisfaction of passing the ordinance can be questioned. You can write it down that the president's satisfaction can be questioned. इसको क्वेश्चन किया जा सकता है behind passing the ordinance. If the president is thinking that yes, it is an emergency situation right now, in that case the satisfaction or the intention can be questioned. ठीक है? This means that decision of president to issue an ordinance can be questioned in a court. Please write it down. Decision of president to pass an ordinance can be questioned in court. कोर्ट में इसको क्वेश्चन किया जा सकता है इस डिसीजन को on the ground that the president has prorogued one house or both house of parliament deliberately with a malified intention. अगर इंटेंशन मैलिफाइड है, गलत इंटेंशन है, तो उस केस में हम इस इंटेंशन को यूज करके कोर्ट में इस प्रोमलगेशन को क्वेश्चन कर सकते हैं. ठीक है? And this was added by the 44th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1978. That president's satisfaction is justiciable on the ground of malified. ठीक है? Point clear? Then second, limitation, third limitation is ordinance can be issued on subjects on which parliament can make laws. For example, if any particular area where parliament is not allowed to make law, if that area exists, president cannot make any ordinance on that area. For example, if ordinance is approved by both the house, only in that, on those subjects जिसमें parliament will agree, the ordinance can be issued. ठीक है? ऐसा नहीं है कि भाई फ्री स्पीच को बंद कर देंगे प्रेसिडेंट ऑर्डिनेंस पास करके, या फिर कोई राइट छीन लेंगे सिटीजन से. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. जहां तक पार्लियामेंट की लिमिटेशन है, वहीं तक प्रेसिडेंट की ऑर्डिनेंस की लिमिटेशन है. इट इज सब्जेक्ट टू द सेम कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल लिमिट्स एज दैट ऑफ एनी अदर लॉ विच इज पास्ड बाय पार्लियामेंट. ठीक है? फंडामेंटल राइट्स को टेक अवे नहीं कर सकते हैं ऑर्डिनेंसेस. And fourth limitation is ordinance. In the ordinance, both house have to give their consent, and if both house gives their consent, the ordinance becomes an act. जब दोनों हाउस अपना कंसेंट दे देते हैं, ऑर्डिनेंस एक्ट बन जाता है. ठीक है? पॉइंट क्लियर? इफ you have to remember another important point. If parliament takes no action on the ordinance at all, then ordinance will cease to operate on the expiry of 6 weeks. ठीक है? जब प्रेसिडेंट पार्लियामेंट रीअसेंबल करता है, उस ऑर्डिनेंस के ऊपर डिस्कशन नहीं होती है, इग्नोर कर देता है, तो 6 हफ्ते के अंदर वो ऑर्डिनेंस खत्म हो जाएगा. ठीक है? If the House of Parliament is summoned to reassemble on different dates, period of 6 weeks is calculated from the later of those dates. This means that maximum life of an ordinance can be 6 months to 6 weeks. Maximum life ordinance की कितनी होगी? वो होगी 6 महीने से 6 हफ्ते तक की. ठीक है? Now there are some pointers, some notes that you need to remember. Ordinance cannot be issued to amend constitution. President can issue ordinance even when there is no war, armed conflict or external aggression. जरूरी नहीं है कि कोई वॉर की सिचुएशन कंट्री में हो तभी इमरजेंसी सिचुएशन मानी जाएगी और ऑर्डिनेंस ऑर्डर किया जाएगा. नहीं. एंड ऑर्डिनेंस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को अमेंड करने के लिए पास नहीं किया जा सकता. ये अनदर इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है जो आपको याद रखना है. Now comes the judicial power of the president. President can appoint the Chief Justice of India or the judges of Supreme Court or High Court. He can take advice from Supreme Court Chief Justice, but that advice is not binding on the president. He can pardon, he can provide remission, respite or reprieve to a convict. He can also provide suspension, remission or commutation of the punishment of the convict. If a person has committed any offense under court martial or against union law, or he has been given death sentence. Okay, तो अभी pardoning powers हम पढ़ेंगे. Don't worry, we'll study these pardoning powers as well. Then military power president की क्या होती है? We have studied, he is the supreme commander of defense. ये हमने already पढ़ लिया. Emergency powers we have studied. Coming on to the financial powers. See, the finance commission now, which is constituted every 5 years, that is constituted by the president only. And he can also, another important point in this power is that he can make advances out of the contingency fund to meet any unforeseen expenditure. He also presents the annual financial statement in front of the House of Parliament, and money bills can be introduced in the Parliament only with the prior recommendation of President. Okay, these are the financial powers. Let us understand the legislative function or power of the President in detail. Now, we know that when a bill is passed by Parliament, it is sent to the President for his approval. Now, President has 3 options in that case. He can either give his approval to the bill, or he can withhold his approval, or he can return the bill for the reconsideration of the House.
Okay, if it is not a money bill, because money bill is recommended and passed by the recommendation of president only, so he cannot send back the money bill. money bill तो president के prior recommendation पे ही pass होता है ना, तो उसको कैसे वापस भेजेंगे president? कोई और bill है money bill के अलावा, उसको हम president जो है वो reconsideration के लिए वापस भेज सकते हैं. ठीक है. Now if bill is passed again by parliament, if the bill was sent by president back to the house of parliament for reconsideration, but it is again passed with or without any amendment, then in that case president has to accept it. उस केस में president के पास कोई option नहीं होता, उन्हें accept करना पड़ेगा bill. But this is different in case of state legislature. If a bill is passed by state legislature and it is reserved by the governor for president's consideration, president की consideration के लिए governor ने reserve करके रखा है bill को. In that case, president has three options. First, he can either give his permission to the bill. Second, he can either withhold his permission. Or third, he can direct the governor to return the bill for reconsideration. But if the state legislature again passes the bill with or without amendment, then it is not mandatory for president to give his permission. He can use pocket veto over here. What is pocket veto? Pocket veto. Veto means to forbid. किसी चीज को करने से रोकना, वो veto होता है. And pocket veto means when for indefinite period of time president is not rejecting the bill, neither he is rejecting nor he is giving his permission. लटका हुआ है बिल indefinite period of time के लिए, ना president हामी भरता है ना उसको reject करता है. ठीक है, तो इस केस में pocket veto यूज कर सकते हैं यहाँ पर president. Now let us understand the different veto powers of the president. Veto means to forbid, किसी चीज को रोकना, मना करना. Veto power, basically there are four kinds of veto power: absolute, qualified, pocket and suspensive. In India we have only the absolute veto power, the pocket veto power and the suspensive veto power. Qualified veto is not used in India. ये पॉइंट आपको यहाँ पर याद रखना है. क्वालिफाइड वेटो पावर जो है वो इंडिया में यूज नहीं होता. ठीक है, पॉइंट क्लियर? So it is there in American constitution, but not in Indian constitution. There is no qualified veto in case of Indian president. It is possessed by the American president only. Okay. So absolute veto in short means when president is not giving his assent, he is withholding his assent. अपनी permission दे नहीं रहे हैं, withhold करके बैठे हुए हैं, तो वो जाता है absolute veto. In that case, the bill will end and it will not become an act because president is not giving his approval. He can reject it, but he is not giving approval. Okay, point clear? So absolute veto can be, exercised in two cases only: with respect to private members' bill and with respect to government bills. Then qualified veto. Qualified veto, which is used by American president, means when president's permission is overridden by higher majority in the legislature. President ने कोई permission दिया, but उस फैसले को override कर दिया गया लेजिस्लेचर के द्वारा हाई मेजोरिटी के साथ, तो वो क्वालिफाइड वेटो हो जाता है. सस्पेंसिव वेटो विच इज यूज्ड इन इंडिया, इट मींस व्हेन द you can say permission of the president is overridden by legislature with ordinary majority. Okay, here the suspensive veto means president will return the bill to the house for reconsideration. ठीक है, but if the house again passes the bill, then the president has to accept it. That is suspensive veto. सस्पेंसिव वेटो मतलब पहले आपने सस्पेंस में बिल वापस किया, अभी ठीक है, अभी सस्पेंस चल रहा है कि बिल पास होगा कि नहीं, तभी पार्लियामेंट जो है वो वापस से बिल को भेज देता है प्रेसिडेंट के पास सेकंड टाइम, और अब प्रेसिडेंट को उसे एक्सेप्ट करना ही पड़ेगा. तो ऑर्डिनरी मेजोरिटी के थ्रू सस्पेंसिव वेटो में जो प्रेसिडेंट का डिसीजन है वो ओवररिडन हो जाता है. Then comes the pocket veto. Pocket veto is basically the situation where for indefinite period of time president is neither rejecting nor accepting the bill. ठीक है, पॉइंट क्लियर हो गया. बट इफ द बिल इज रिलेटेड टू कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन अमेंडमेंट, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट बिल है, देन प्रेसिडेंट हैज नो वेटो पावर. ठीक है, 24th Constitutional Amendment Act 1971 made it obligatory for President to give his assent, to give his permission to the Constitutional Amendment Bill. He cannot use his veto power in the case of Constitutional Amendment Bill. 24th Constitutional Amendment Act 1971, ये point याद रखना. So in veto power, let us summarize what we study. That Article 3 deals, Article 111. Basically, in using this article, when the bill is passed by Parliament, President has three options: to give his permission, to withhold his permission, and to return the bill for reconsideration. But if the bill is passed by state legislature, then Article 201 is used, wherein the President has the power to either give permission, withhold the permission, or direct the governor to return the bill for reconsideration. These two articles, will you remember it? Very easy. अगर बिल पार्लियामेंट के द्वारा पास किया जा रहा है तो आर्टिकल 111 यूज करेगा प्रेसिडेंट. अगर बिल स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर के द्वारा पास हो रहा है तो आर्टिकल 201 यूज करेगा प्रेसिडेंट. ओके. अब यहाँ पर अगर स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर वापस से बिल दोबारा भेजता है गवर्नर के पास, तो इधर प्रेसिडेंट के ऊपर ये मैंडेटरी नहीं है कि वो अपना असेंट या परमिशन दे. वो उसको लटका के भी रख सकता है पॉकेट वेटो यूज करके. ठीक है. नाउ लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड द पार्डनिंग पावर ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट. नाउ इन द पार्डनिंग पावर्स वी नो दैट द प्रेसिडेंट इज इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ जुडिशरी. पार्डनिंग पावर जब हम पढ़ते हैं प्रेसिडेंट की, हमें ये पॉइंट याद रखना है दैट दिस पावर इज इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ द जुडिशरी. पार्डनिंग पावर ऑफ प्रेसिडेंट, इट इज एन एग्जीक्यूटिव पावर. ओके. नाउ प्रेसिडेंट व्हेन ही एक्सरसाइजेस हिज पार्डनिंग पावर, ही डज नॉट सिट एज अ कोर्ट ऑफ अपील. नोबडी इज अपीलिंग टू द प्रेसिडेंट. इट इज हिज इंडिपेंडेंट डिसीजन. वो अपना उसका डिसीजन है. कोर्ट ऑफ अपील नहीं होता प्रेसिडेंट इस केस में. ठीक है. पॉइंट क्लियर हो गया. And Article 72 empowers the President to grant pardons to persons who have been tried and convicted, either for the offence committed against Union law, or if they have been given death sentence or court martial. Now, President has following powers. First, the power of pardon when he is completely forgiving the convict. सारे sentence, सारी punishment हट जाती है convict के ऊपर से अगर माफ कर देता है President. Second, commutation. That means substitution of one form of punishment towards another. For example, a person has been given a death sentence. Then, using commutation, that sentence can be, converted into a life imprisonment. ओके. मान लो मौत की सजाए मौत दी है किसी इंसान को, तो कम्यूटेशन अगर प्रेसिडेंट दे देता है, मतलब मौत की पनिशमेंट के बजाय उसको आजीवन कारावास दे दिया जाएगा. ठीक है. यू आर सब्स्टिट्यूटिंग वन फॉर्म ऑफ पनिशमेंट टुवर्ड्स अनदर. Then third is, remission. In case of remission, the period of, the punishment is reduced, but character is not changed. Okay. Remission में क्या होता है, जो समय है, for example, a sentence of imprisonment for 2 years may be remitted into imprisonment for 1 year. 2 साल की सजा मिली है, remission का यूज करके सजा तो वही रहेगी, बट वो टाइम पीरियड कम हो जाएगा, 1 साल की सजा हो जाएगी. Then next is reprieve. Putting a stay on the execution of sentence for temporary period only. Reprieve means जब आप डेथ सेंटेंस दिया हुआ है किसी को, आपने उस पर स्टे लगा दिया है टेम्पररी पीरियड के लिए. ठीक है. बिकॉज कुछ ऐसे एविडेंस मिल गए हैं जिससे शायद पनिशमेंट जो है वो कम ज्यादा हो सकती हो. यहाँ तक पॉइंट क्लियर हो गया. अब पॉइंट आता है रिस्पाइट का. Awarding lesser sentence instead of original punishment due to certain special fact. For example, if the person who has been convicted is pregnant. मान लो ऐसी महिला है जो कन्विक्ट हुई है पर वो प्रेग्नेंट है, तो आप क्या करोगे, जो रिग्रेस सेंटेंस उसको मिला है उसका थोड़ी जो कैरेक्टर है उसको थोड़ा सा चेंज कर दोगे, थोड़ा सा हल्का कर दोगे. ठीक है. बिकॉज ऑफ सर्टेन डिसेबिलिटी और द वुमेन ऑफेंडर इज प्रेग्नेंट, इन दैट केस यू विल अवॉर्ड अ लेसर सेंटेंस इन प्लेस ऑफ द ओरिजिनल पनिशमेंट दैट वाज गिवन टू हर और हिम. ओके. ये हो गए आपके पार्डनिंग पावर्स. To summarize it, we are going to now summarize the entire chapter. Before that, here's a small announcement for all of you. Unacademy is conducting UPSC CSE GS Combat, the All India Free Scholarship Prelims mock test, which is going to be conducted on 31st July 2022 at 11 AM in the morning. सुबह 11 बजे लाइव ये ऑल इंडिया फ्री स्कॉलरशिप टेस्ट होगा, जहां पर यू विल लर्न योर स्ट्रेंथ्स एंड वीकनेसेस एंड ऑल्सो विल स्टैंड अ चांस टू विन स्कॉलरशिप. एंड टू स्पेसिफाई दिस, 30% ऑफ यूपीएससी प्रीलिम्स 2022 का एग्जाम, द एमसीक्यूज हैड सिमिलैरिटी विद द कॉम्बैट विच इज कंडक्टेड बाय अनअकैडमी. तो ये बस 1 आवर का टेस्ट होगा, आप इसको दे सकते हो फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. यू कैन यूज कोड अर्पिता 10 टू इनरोल. यहाँ 4 करोड़ की स्कॉलरशिप जीतने का आपको चांस मिलेगा. यू विल गेट इन डेप्थ एनालिसिस वीडियो आफ्टर एवरी क्वेश्चन इज सॉल्व्ड. रैंक्स मिलेगी. टॉप 3 रैंकर्स को यूपीएससी की जो नोट्स 2.0 है वो जीतने का मौका मिलेगा, जहां पर सारे सब्जेक्ट्स के फ्लो चार्ट्स, टाइमलाइंस, माइंड मैप्स, नोट्स आपको प्रोवाइड किए जाएंगे. सो द लिंक्स आर गिवन बिलो. Now let's summarize the entire chapter. We have studied president is a nominal executive, like he is just like the king under the English constitution, and he has different powers as that of the American president. He is the head of the state but not the executive head. He is the symbol of nation. Ceremonial head होते हैं, इनके seal के through nation decisions लेता है. And he has to exercise his power with the help of council of ministers headed by the prime minister. Okay. Now another important point for prelims is that the foundation of parliamentary system of government is laid down in Article 75. This is important for prelims. प्रीलिम्स के हिसाब से इंपॉर्टेंट है कि हमारे पार्लियामेंट्री सिस्टम ऑफ गवर्नमेंट की जो फाउंडेशन है वो किस आर्टिकल में पाए जाते हैं, आर्टिकल 75 में, बिकॉज हियर the council of minister is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. That means now people say is important. ठीक है. Another important point is that 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976 was passed by Indira Gandhi government, which said that the president is bound by the advice of council of minister. Then there was 44th Constitutional Amendment Act in 1978, which was passed by Janata Party government, which authorized president to require council of minister to reconsider such advice. मतलब अगर council of minister advice दे रहा है president को, वो एकदम ऐसा नहीं है कि प्रेसिडेंट बेचारा चुपचाप पपेट की तरह उस एडवाइस को मानेगा. प्रेसिडेंट काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर से बोल सकता है कि आप इस एडवाइस को कंसिडर कीजिए, इसमें थोड़े से फ्लॉज हैं, ठीक है, बट दैट रिकंसिडर्ड एडवाइस इज स्टिल बाइंडिंग ऑन द प्रेसिडेंट. मान लो फिर से काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर सेम एडवाइस देता है, तब वो एडवाइस बाइंडिंग होगी प्रेसिडेंट के ऊपर. दैट इज व्हाई इट इज सेड दैट president is the nominal executive, not the real executive. Then we studied that article 52 talks about the president of India. This is important for pre. President is basically has no constitutional discretion, but he has a situational discretion. That means if prime minister dies and he has no successor, then president will appoint the new prime minister. ठीक है, till the time new elections are conducted. Or if a party has no clear majority, in that case also the president has situational discretion to appoint a prime minister. If Lok Sabha is dissolved because the council of minister has lost majority, in that case also the president has the situational discretion to appoint a person as prime minister for the time being. Okay, तो यहाँ पर ये सिचुएशनल डिस्क्रिशन प्रेसिडेंट के पास है, बट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल डिस्क्रिशन नहीं है कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के हिसाब से अपने विल के हिसाब से काम कर सके प्रेसिडेंट, वो नहीं है यहाँ पर पावर. These are the important list of articles that you need to remember. देखो आर्टिकल 52 याद रखिएगा, प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया के बारे में है आर्टिकल 52, ठीक है. देन यू हैव टू रिमेंबर आर्टिकल 60. अंडर दिस आर्टिकल द ओथ और अफर्मेशन इज टेकन बाय प्रेसिडेंट थ्रू द हेल्प ऑफ CJI, चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया, ठीक है. देन वी हैव स्टडीड आर्टिकल 57 दैट प्रेसिडेंट इज एलिजिबल फॉर री इलेक्शन फॉर n नंबर ऑफ टर्म्स. ओके, आर्टिकल 75 बात करता है प्रोविजन जो मिनिस्टर्स, अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ मिनिस्टर, टर्म्स एंड सैलरीज. आर्टिकल 74 बात करता है काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स. नाउ आर्टिकल 75 is the, over here we studied, it is the foundation system of parliamentary system of government, which says council of minister is collectively responsible to Lok Sabha. तो ये आपको बहुत अच्छे से याद रखना है आर्टिकल. ओके, so this was the entire chapter on the president of India. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. If you really enjoyed it, do let me know in the comment section.